Hello, welcome to Old Nerd Reads as Marvel Comics in Order. This is episode 21. This time we're taking a look at Fantastic Four numbers 166 and 167, taking our first steps into 1976 with these two issues. Let's get started with a little coffee, a little Tim Hortons coffee. Do you like the mug? I got this for my wife for Valentine's Day. Don't tell her I'm using it. We have a dog, and she likes peanuts. And so yeah, I got this for her for Valentine's Day, and I'm gonna use it. Disgusting. So, again, these two issues, like the last two issues of Fantastic Four, are drawn by George Perez. This one, the inks are by Vince Colletta. He doesn't put on as much ink as Joe Sinnott, and I prefer that. I think the pencils in this one are only slightly covered by black ink, and I prefer that over the heavier inking that Joe Sinnott does. Not that Joe Sinnott is bad, just artists like George Perez, I like to see their line work a little bit more. This is a fun two-issue story. Now we're getting into the fun stuff. The Fantastic Four is called out to Colorado to a military base because Reed has this device called the Psi Amplifier. And he's going to use that to take care of the Hulk problem that the military has. The Hulk's running around the country destroying things, and the military can't stop him. So they're bringing in Reed and the Fantastic Four to help. And of course, on their way to the base, Hulk, in one of his giant leaps, jumps right through the wing of the airplane they're on, sending it into a crash. And the Fantastic Four have to think fast and rescue the plane, which they do. Reed becomes a parachute, and Johnny helps steer it, and they land the plane safely. I wanted to point this out. These toys I'd never heard of before, but they're designed. This ad is drawn by Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby was busy with a lot of other things. That when he left Marvel, he went to DC and did comics there, but he was also working in animation, like Saturday morning cartoons, like Thundarr the Barbarian. I guess he was also designing toys. So they never went anywhere, but that's Jack Kirby art. But yeah, the Fantastic Four learn to play guitar. If you're a guy, you get the full page ad. If you're a girl, you get the bottom corner. Very sexist. So ashamed. And the Fantastic Four get to the military base. The Hulk is spotted. Fantastic Four takes off to get him. Two-page letter page spread. Pretty cool with panels from previous books. And Marvel Value Stamp, it's just a portion of a picture. This is series 2, so they were mixing it up a little bit. This looks like Doctor Strange's knees and his cape, maybe with some kind of tentacled arm reaching up and grabbing his cape. So you have to get a bunch of different value stamps if you want to get the complete picture in series 2, I guess. But yeah, these letter pages, a 2-page spread with all the panels from the previous comics. It's pretty neat. I wish they kept doing it. More grid ads. More get a job, you loser ads. Now these two issues. Now the Invisible Girl's rejoined the team. She'd been off the team for a long time, and they're exploring the new powers that she's gained. Her powers got strengthened a few issues back with the sound horn thing that the Inhumans were. I forget what happened. The bad guy wanted Black Bolt to speak through this sound horn device that he had so he could destroy all kinds of stuff. But apparently Sue's exposure to this augmented her strength. So we're exploring a lot of her new powers in these recent issues. And here's one of the things. She puts a force field bubble around the Hulk's head to cut off his air supply. And that's how the Fantastic Four defeats him this time. Ooh, my mom had one of these. It was on our living room door for years, unused. But yep, they capture him. And then Reed uses his psi amplifier device and is able to get Bruce Banner out of the Hulk. But then something really strange happens. The Thing suddenly feels bad for him and smashes the equipment. And now he's ready to join forces with the Hulk, and they're going to team up and take on the Fantastic Four in the military. And that's the cliffhanger. Yeah, this George Perez stuff is really good. I really like the artwork here. You can see a lot of what he would do in, like, say, the Teen Titans in a few years here. See, somebody wrote on there in grease pencil the date. I think I can erase that with a basic eraser if I'm gentle. Unless that's marker, it could also be marker. I don't know. I hate it when you get a comic and that's on there. These two issues are in pretty decent shape. That one's a little bit, that issue's a little bit nicer than this issue, just a pinch. They're probably in the low, very fine to fine range as far as their condition goes. But here the Hulk ends up in St. Louis on top of the arch with the Thing. But first they got to get out of the military base, and they're gonna. Oh, here, see now Joe Sinnott is back inking, so these are his inks on top of George Perez, and they're not bad. It seems like he knows when to dial it back for finer penciled work. But yeah, the Thing has mysteriously changed allegiance from the Fantastic Four to the Hulk, and here's Sue again displaying some of her new powers, putting up a force field to protect Johnny Storm from them, and it's really hard on her, but she's able to hold off the Thing and the Hulk. I would love to have that calendar. It's probably out there. If I were to look on eBay, I could probably find it. Yeah, the Thing and the Hulk, they bust through the base. They smash all the planes so nobody can follow them. They're buds now. The one plane that they left, they take off in. And the Hulk wants to go to some bridge that he remembers, but they just happen to be flying over the arch in St. Louis, and that'll do, so they stop there. He wants to sit on top of the bridge or the arch and think about what to do next. The Thing is developing some dizziness, and he doesn't know why, but it must have something to do with him changing sides. That's a great drawing. But anyway, the Fantastic Four, they must have found a plane someplace at the base, and now they're after the Thing and the Hulk. The military's out. The Thing and the Hulk are kind of still bickering, even though they're kind of teamed up. The Thing keeps going back and forth on whose side he's on. Can't quite make up his mind. But Reed has discovered that the Hulk emits gamma radiation, and it's affecting the Thing. And that's why he's flip-flopping. See, here's another value stamp that's just a portion of a picture. I don't know what that would be. I can't make that out. Looks like a staff of some kind. Another double-page letters page, but no panels this time, unfortunately. That was kind of cool, but they had to put this ad in. I guess the Oz Treasury edition that they'd done in collaboration with DC Comics did really well, because here's a follow-up to it. Now, Zane Grey was last month. This month you can get the Time Life book set of the Gunfighters of the Old West. I'd like to have that too. More grit, more get a job. See, the Thing's still having issues, the little dust things above his head. He's having brain fog of some kind. And he's going to fight the Human Torch. But then, again, Sue, using her new powers, she defends Reed, who's knocked silly, and it's really hard on her. but just in time, the Thing comes to his senses and knocks the Hulk away from smashing Reed. And then they get in a little fight. Omega the Unknown. There was a limited series about him by a really popular fiction author, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago that Marvel put out. It wasn't that good, but apparently the character's kind of popular because you still hear about him every now and then. This Hostess ad is great. The Spider-Man rescuing Aunt May, who's been kidnapped for a ransom. Yeah, the Hulk finally the radiation from the Hulk, the gamma rays from the Hulk turn the Thing. He's turning back into Ben Grimm, and halfway through, the Hulk smacks him. Johnny catches him in a vacuum of flame. The Hulk is sad and goes on about his way because he thought he had a friend in the Thing, but he got taken away just like all of his friends do, he said. So he jumps away, and this is kind of cool. He jumps and into the pages of the 195th issue of his own Waiting mag. The continuity they did back in these days is cool. So all the superheroes were in a shared universe. It's kind of cool. But the Thing is no more. Ben Grimm is back. He's cured. He's human. First thing he wants to do is head back to New York so he can have a date, we'll say, with Alicia, I'm guessing. But yeah, the cliffhanger here is who's going to be his replacement. And we'll find out next issue. This is great. This album that they put out in '76, Reflections of a Rock Superhero. I think I've heard some songs from it, maybe on YouTube. I can't remember. But that's an interesting gimmick that they did back then. So yeah, Fantastic Four, 166 and 167. George Perez artwork. Hulk guest starring. Fun. Such fun. And these are getting really fun now. What have I got coming up next? Jeez, I think I've got some X-Men coming up after this. We'll see, though. I have to make sure I got all my ducks in a row so I don't miss anything again and have to do special episodes that are throwbacks to ones that comics from my collection that I missed and didn't read in time. But anyway, comment down below with any tidbits of trivia information or anything that I got wrong here in this talk. Comment that down below. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.